Okay.
So, how many stages are there in dating? How many stages have you actually experienced in dating?
Chat. I think 3.
Okay, so what were your
So it's the beginning of like dating, like, you know, going on these.
Okay, so set the scene.
Then
set the scene for me. You've gone to an art exhibition. Fashion exhibition. Yeah. And seen the guy you fancy and comes to talk to you.
Okay.
Would you class that as, you know,
that's first
stage? It's just initial.
That's the first stage.
Initial spark, I suppose, and the first date for me would be the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Even if we talk a little bit before, it's not really until I've been on a physical date with them. I just don't classify it as a date yet.
Okay, so your dating starts when you go on a date.
Yes. Yeah, I just feel like that's the case. I wouldn't ever classify just because we're talking. That I'm now going to be, you know, exclusive to dating you, sort of thing. You know, I'll just think, he's just chatting to me, getting to know me a little bit. That's fine. But if he hasn't already actually taken me out on a date, then perhaps he doesn't want to date me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's to me.
That's fair.
There are so many stages. There's a talking stage.
Yeah.
Okay. So the initial stage is attraction. Okay?
Important, very important.
That's the first stage.
That's very important.
So you're attracted to each other.
Yeah.
Then you talk. See how that goes. Then the talking stage, it shouldn't be too long before you establish that you want to actually take that person out.
Yeah, I agree.
To get to know them a little bit in more depth, right? So you get to know them in more depth. Then you go on several other dates, okay? And then you become exclusive. Now, whether the intimacy happens before or after, that's completely up to each individual. But I would say there needs to be some clarification as to what happens when you get intimate. So you should be exclusively intimate, okay?
Yes. Okay.
So whichever way around that goes. So I would say, there's quite a few, and you'll see that there's a seeing each other stage. There's so many stages: talking, seeing each other, dating. Then you're exclusive. You might decide, I don't want you dating anyone else.
Yeah.
And then you might say, okay, you're mine, I'm yours. So it depends.
Okay, so
it's quite a few.
For us, over 35s, remember that's the theme. This season, how many stages should there be?
3. Just
so name the 3.
Initial, a spark, you know,
attraction,
attraction. Then start dating. Then get married. End of.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that. That's always wasting time. I think as you get older, personally for me, I am probably a little bit more cutthroat than probably the average Joe Blogs, but it's because I just feel like I don't have the time for the in between, if that makes sense. Like I just get bored of that part. Rather that you just acknowledge that we have a good connection here. Yeah. And let's just run with it. Why are we wasting time? Let's do it old school. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So I think it's a battle between the traditional and the new school.
Yeah, definitely.
But do you think you could also come across desperate with that then? Because it seems like you're in a rush. Why are you in a rush?
It can be, but it depends on how you approach it. You know, I'm not going to go to the guy like, oh my God, you're the love of my life after one date. I'm not going to do something like that. It depends on how you approach it. Whatever you say to them may or may not put them off. Some guys that probably even like it if you're very straightforward.
Yeah,
you know,
more upfront.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Just put it out there.
I think there's a mixed bag. I mean, if you're quite upfront about your intentions that you want to get married, etc. In my experience, this is when I was younger. I made that very clear, and I don't think that worked out for me. I think men just ran away because. Maybe I wanted something too serious and they felt they had to be on job right here, right now. And that put a lot of pressure on them. I figure that men don't really like to be pressured and men like to take the lead.
I think they need to take their time, make sure that they're in control or whatever. But that's what we want them to do, right? That's what we want them to be the leaders, right?
True. They need a bit of help to let them know.
Exactly.
Give them a little helping hand and let them know that, by the way, this is my expectations, my boundary. Like, what do you want?
Okay.
That's what I want.
How many stages should there be?
God, how many stages should there be?
You want a date, you want to marry. That is the goal.
Okay. I'm anti-rules anyway. Okay. I think there's... No, we're talking about love. Love is so divine, and how you get there is going to be different for everyone else. But for me personally, it's not so much how many stages, it's how quickly we're getting through the stages.
Okay.
I wouldn't be lingering anyone getting stage for too long. So I don't want to be lingering in the talking stage for too long. I don't want to be lingering on there. We're just meeting, we're dating. And there's also a going to each other's house stage. There's a dating and there's actually going to that person's house. That's a stage, and you don't want to do that from the jump. So you want them to take you out, and then you want to go to to see each other's
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
So I don't want any stage to be too long.
I hear that.
It has to be progressing.
It has to be. And so you're saying that you don't want to linger in any too long, but what would progressive look like? So say you started dating
Yeah.
and you're in the stage of just initial attraction, but he's not really giving energy back. So he hasn't recommended a date just yet.
Okay.
He's just talking to you at the phone.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So it's been like a few weeks now.
Ah.
But you're not having just like it's not like those morning texts like, oh yeah, what are you doing today? Or morning queen. No, it's like you guys are actually having
proper
you're actually having
So
real
building a friendship.
you're building a friendship, which I feel like is very important. So you've mentioned you wouldn't want to linger in them too long. So how long would you linger in that talking? He hasn't asked you on a date. How much time are you giving that?
I think 2 weeks is plenty of time. I like a guy that's proactive. I like a guy that
Well, are you saying something though? Because he can be proactive. He's just that right now he might just be busy with work and he just hasn't communicated that.
so I should initiate let's go out.
No, I'm saying that, look, we haven't gone out yet. Is there something I should know? There's ways to do it, ladies. There's
it works. Right.
There's tact, yeah. Because for me, I can't imagine speaking to someone for 3 weeks on the phone and we haven't seen each other from the initial meet and we met organically. I would feel that there's something up.
Definitely.
So what does progress look like for you? For me, 3 weeks is too long. I would say something.
Too long.
Yeah, 3 weeks is too long.
I think I totally agree with that. I think 3 weeks is far too long at this point. Like,
But would you give it up though, or would you actually nudge him?
I don't know that I'd
I don't
nudge
think
him.
I'll nudge him. You're fully grown up.
Why?
You know what you want. If you're not
That's the part, you're
test within those 3 weeks.
Why are you testing anybody though?
No, I need to know if you're suitable.
Yeah.
Because a suitor for me
Everyone's getting tested.
is a suitor for me pursues.
Okay,
Need help.
so a progressive dating would mean that you're moving through the stages quite quickly.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? So what are you doing for the talking stage? How many weeks are we giving the talking stage?
A week.
Do you know what? All right. So look, I think. Do you know what?
I
did laugh.
I know what. I mean, I can't meet you. So
That's different. There's a reason why it's different. What do you think, Brie?
I think it's a bit complex. Yeah. So it could be. It could be 2 weeks. We're talking, and I'm not really gauging much from you. I'm not really getting, and I need to now see you in person to maybe see if there's something happening.
That's totally fair.
To get, or it could be that it's 2 weeks and it's sensation. I don't really need to see you just yet. It depends on how I feel, but I feel that there should be a rough period of time where it doesn't become stale, and I think 2 weeks is quite enough. It's quite enough, especially if you are talking like, let's say, every other day. Yeah, you're giving yourself maybe 30 minutes each time that you speak to each other or whatever. Not to say that it's timed, not to say it's timed, but like you're giving yourself enough time to actually have a normal conversation. Sometimes you can maximise that and go up to 5 hours of talking in that whole week, and like you need to do that many times a week. But my point is, if I'm not really getting much information from you, like real information about you, then 2 weeks is too long. Like there's no point. If I don't gauge that at the beginning.
Well, would you ask him, like, look, we've been talking for this time, and in order for us to move forward, either we take this outside of speaking on the phone, or would you just like let things fizzle out and just
I'd probably probe him if I really liked him, and I thought that there was something there, perhaps. I'd probably probe him a little bit, but I wouldn't ask him outright.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't just be like, by the way, I saw this place. Do you want to go on this date? Or do you know what I mean? Or should we go out? No, I wouldn't, because I would have expected them to want to take me out already. That's the whole point.
So, ladies, I take a completely different stance. If I've been talking to someone for 2-3 weeks, I'm asking you, because if anything happens, I need to know I've just had the whole picture. I've got the full picture. I've been able to communicate my needs.
But then is that not like, not to say that, okay, is that not in a way making them maybe feel like, right, like, isn't that my job to do that?
It is, and I'm reminding them that it's their job to do that.
But then is it our job to remind the guy?
Yeah, sometimes.
Like
I take it as a sign. I take it as a sign.
Yeah.
Especially at
You've
that
been a
issue.
husband, right?
Oh, really?